Caitlin Clark has never approached basketball as something to manage carefully. She approaches it as something to test. From the earliest stages of her development, her relationship with the game was built around expansion, expanding range, expanding responsibility, expanding what felt possible within a single possession. While many players are taught to value efficiency above all else, Clark learned to value pressure. She understood that when a defense feels uncomfortable, it bends. And when it bends long enough, it breaks. Growing up in West Des Moines, Iowa, Clark was immersed in competition before national audiences ever knew her name. She competed against boys, against older players, against defensive schemes designed to limit her touches. Those early challenges shaped her rhythm. She learned that hesitation invites control from the opponent. Confidence, when paired with preparation, shifts leverage back to the shooter. Her jump shot became an early weapon not just because of mechanics, but because of conviction. She shot without apology. At Dowling Catholic High School, her numbers escalated rapidly. Yet what distinguished her wasn't simply scoring totals. It was autonomy. She operated as both initiator and finisher. She handled primary ball-handling duties, read help rotations in real time, and delivered cross-court passes that suggested professional vision. Even then, her range exceeded traditional high school spacing. Defenders who retreated under screens were punished instantly. Coaches adjusted schemes specifically to force the ball out of her hands, and that, in turn, accelerated her development as a passer. Her commitment to the Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball marked the beginning of structural amplification. Iowa's offensive system granted her creative freedom. From her freshman season, Clark produced at historic levels, leading the nation in scoring while simultaneously ranking among assist leaders. That dual production altered perception. She was not a high-volume scorer detached from team flow. She was the ecosystem. As her sophomore year unfolded, national attention intensified. Clark's pull-up threes from several feet beyond the arc were no longer surprises. They were expectations. The comparison to Stephen Curry emerged frequently, not because their games were identical, but because they both manipulated defensive gravity. Opponents had to guard her earlier, extend farther, communicate louder. That extension created seams. Clark saw those seams before they fully formed. Her junior season cemented her as the centerpiece of women's college basketball. The NCAA tournament became a stage for demonstration rather than introduction. Her 40-point triple-double performance against South Carolina reverberated nationally. It was not just statistical brilliance, it was tactical maturity. She balanced shot selection, tempo control, and emotional steadiness under immense pressure. Ratings surged, arenas filled, and for perhaps the first time in sustained fashion, women's college basketball commanded mainstream primetime conversation. By her senior season, Clark's pursuit of history became narrative centerpiece. She broke the NCAA Division I all-time scoring record, men's and women's combined, a milestone that reframed comparative dialogue. It placed her within the full collegiate canon, not a subset. That achievement validated both longevity and consistency. Records of that magnitude required durability, conditioning, and mental resilience across seasons. Transitioning to the WNBA presented a different form of test. Selected first overall by the Indiana Fever, Clark entered a league defined by defensive sophistication and physical strength. Early professional games revealed adjustment curves. Passing windows tightened. Closeouts arrived faster. Defensive contact increased. Turnovers reflected experimentation against elite defenders. Adaptation, however, followed study. Clark recalibrated pace in pick-and-roll scenarios, varied her dribble depth before attacking, and improved weak side recognition. Her assist totals began stabilizing as chemistry developed with teammates. Shooting percentages climbed once timing adjustments aligned with professional spacing. Importantly, she never abandoned range. Instead, she refined when to deploy it. Beyond the court, Clark's presence generated measurable economic impact. Home attendance for Indiana rose sharply. National television slots expanded. Jersey sales ranked among the highest in league history for a rookie. Corporate endorsements multiplied. Analysts began referencing her as a market accelerator, evidence that star visibility can shift structural valuation within women's sports. Leadership for Clark manifests vocally and competitively. She communicates assertively on the floor, demanding pace and accountability. Critics occasionally interpret that intensity as impatience, yet teammates often describe it as urgency, the urgency of someone unwilling to waste possessions. Over time, she has integrated more measured responses in late-game scenarios, balancing emotion with situational awareness. Defensively, growth has been incremental but deliberate. She has improved lateral positioning and anticipation within team schemes. Film study reveals heightened recognition of weak side rotations compared to her collegiate days. While offense remains her defining attribute, defensive reliability increasingly rounds her profile. Financially, Clark's trajectory positions her among the most commercially successful young athletes in women's basketball. Endorsements with major apparel and consumer brands supplement her rookie-scale contract. Yet interviews consistently emphasize process over publicity. She references repetition, film breakdown, and recovery routines more often than branding milestones. Strategically, Clark's influence extends into youth development. High school and grassroots players emulate her range, attempting deeper shots with greater confidence. Offensive coordinators incorporate extended spacing concepts previously considered risky. Her example has subtly recalibrated acceptable shot distance across multiple levels. Inevitably, a career arc includes adversity. Shooting slumps surface. Defensive adjustments evolve. Media narratives fluctuate. Clark's psychological resilience, demonstrated by immediate shot readiness after misses, signals sustainability. Elite scorers are distinguished not by avoidance of error, but by rapid emotional reset. Comparatively, her trajectory invites historical parallels to transformative guards within the WNBA's lineage. While championships remain future objectives, her immediate cultural imprint is undeniable. She has catalyzed viewership expansion and intensified debate about league investment and compensation structures. Caitlin Clark's identity is rooted in expansion. She stretches floors and expectations simultaneously. Her passes carry imagination. Her shots carry audacity. But beneath both resides preparation. Every deep three is rehearsed. Every skip pass is studied. The next chapters will define durability and postseason performance. Championships recalibrate legacy conversations. Defensive maturation will shape two-way credibility. Yet regardless of ultimate trophy count, her imprint on modern spacing philosophy is secure. She did not simply enter the league as a scorer. She entered as a catalyst. As long as defenders must guard her several feet beyond comfort, she alters geometry. As long as arenas fill in anticipation of the next deep pull-up, she alters economics. Caitlin Clark plays forward, not just toward the basket, but toward possibility. And in doing so, she continues to expand the horizon of women's basketball one possession at a time.